Hello everyone, welcome to the Redmen TV where the Reds have just smashed Maribor on their own turf, 7-0. Yes, Liverpool are now the top scoring team in this year's Champions League, 10 goals so far. Great, of the teams of course that have played 3 games. And the teams that have played 2 as well, to be fair. Anyway, yes, that is how we're supposed to play those games. That is not how Liverpool normally play those games. My God, I have watched so many European performances over the years where Liverpool have played teams that they are supposed to beat, that are supposed to be inferior opposition in tiny little grounds in Eastern Europe, and you go there going, yeah, we'll go there and we'll smash them and we'll do this and that. And this is when Liverpool have had like players that we all now unilaterally refer to as the greatest players, some of the best players ever to play football, let alone for Liverpool. And we've struggled in these games and they've been dull, boring affairs. Liverpool went there today with a game plan, and it's the game plan I think they've pretty much had for every game this season, and that was to score loads and loads of goals. And my God, this time we just did it. None of that dicking about. We just got 1-0 up, 2-0 up, 3-0 up, and then we started to take the piss, and that's absolutely fine. We had a little bit of a running gag like about how Tom mentioned about like Mo Salah. Don't let him shoot until we're 2-0 up, and then he can shoot all he wants. And you know, he gets his goal, and then he starts shooting for fun, and he probably should have passed a bit more. And you know, if there's a disappointment, and it's not a disappointment in any way, shape, or form, is that could have been 12. You know, that's the record away win I think now in the Champions League. That's our second highest win I think in Champions League history. I think obviously there was the Besiktas 8 in there of course, but just great. And look, here's the thing. Maribor are not a very good football side. They're not. You know, this is the thing. They were never going to be. There was no danger of them getting out of this group. But you know what? They're there because they deserve to be there. I think that's their 3rd Champions League campaign. They've probably got more recent Champions League experience than we have, to be fair. And as I say, that could have been a really tough game for the Reds, where like those FA Cup games that we always seem to get, we get these teams, and Liverpool are the big scalp. They're the one that they're going to tell the grandkids that I played against Liverpool and I put a crunching tackle in on name player here, Phil Coutinho. And we got something from it, son. We got a draw against Liverpool. We beat Liverpool 1-0 with a counter-attack, 2-1 with a whatever. Liverpool just refused to let that happen. And what I said in the build-up is what you need to do in those games, you need to match these teams for intensity. And then let your class show through. And sometimes it's easier said than done. Sometimes it shouldn't be. It should be a very, very simple thing. And I think under this manager, we do this more often than not. And this was the perfect example of this. We went there with the right mentality, the right attitude, and we combined working hard, running hard, pressing hard, kicking hard, with being absolutely clinical in front of goal as well. And, you know, when it needed to be. And, you know, the fact that on another day, you'd be complaining about a couple of the chances that we missed, but we won 7-0. We went on and scored the goals. And, you know, it could... at half-time, I was talking to the lads and I said, this will probably be 5, because it always tends to tail off. And when the 5th one went on, yeah, great, fine. For us to get those extra couple of goals, to see a goal for Oxlade-Chamberlain and even a goal for Trent, who was fine. He didn't need to have a great game. He was just sound all game long, and that'll do him a confidence booster. 2 Champions League goals now for a young Scouts lad is absolutely magnificent. And you know, I've gone this long, I've not mentioned James Milner. What a man! What a performance! I tweeted it about 10 minutes to go before the full-time whistle, and said, don't need to watch the rest of the game. James Milner, hands down, my man of the match. He was absolutely outstanding. For me, that's the best performance I've seen in one of those attacking midfield roles all season. He played like a guy who just knew it inside and out, and he knew what he was required to do in the final third of the field. He was a cool head. He maintained possession. He kept the ball moving forward. He was cropping up, putting crosses in. Great cross for Phil Coutinho's goal. On the left wing, playing in the 10 when he needed to, flicking things on, knocking things down. Constant threat, loads of energy, loads of guile. You know, and James Milner gets a bad rap sometimes, mainly because there's a Twitter account called Boring James Milner. It's dead funny. Because it's funny to think of James Milner as being a bit grey and a bit bland. Well, listen, if you watch the BT Sport coverage, think about Michael Owen. Michael Owen, you know, was another one of those. Maybe he's not possessing of tremendous pizzazz and personality, but on the pitch, he's very, very good at what he does. And you know, I think maybe he's a little bit unfashionable at times. I don't care. Genuinely don't care if people don't like Milner or they think he's uncool or whatever. I think he's dead cool. I think he's boss. And he is, if he's cool like dad jokes, then great. Let's have dad jokes all day long, because I thought that's really depends. He was great. He was absolutely great, and it poses a real question for the manager now. I don't think I would now throw Emre Can into rotation with Henderson in the 6, and I would say that position is between James Milner, Gini Wijnaldum, Phil Coutinho, and then obviously Alan Lallana when he comes back in. That's where Milner should be playing for me, and I hope he's in consideration for Spurs. I don't think he will be, but I hope he is, and I also know that we know now, if we need to impact the game, if we need to change things in the second half of a football match, I'd be throwing James Milner in there. He's done nothing but perform, and he's been given chances this season. Absolute fair play to him. Look, Mo Salah, great. Firmino, great. Good to see him get back in the goals as well. Fantastic. Very close to a hat-trick for him as well. Phil Coutinho, sound. You know what? I'm kind of glad we kept him on for the full 90 as well, because fuck him. He needs to put a shift in for this team. He can't be thinking he's so special to us that he's getting protected or ever. No, we've rotated, we've given people time, got a goal for Oxlade-Chamberlain, which is massive, giving Sturridge a little bit of time, giving Solanke a bit of time. Great. More of that, Liverpool. Fantastic. What a pleasant way to spend an evening. A couple of comments before I go. Sam King can't see a single troll today. Mohamed, RIP Sevilla, mad result for Spartak there, absolutely smashing. Sevilla makes the group a lot closer. A draw would have been the ideal result for us there to give us a little bit of breathing space at the top, but keeps it interesting. It means, we've got to beat Spartak at Anfield now. And it means that it's slightly less pressing equally that a result with Sevilla as well. So good, very, very good. Ash Tate would have been a cherry on the cake for Milner to have put that turn in. He did the first half into the top corner. Yeah, he very much deserved the goal, but there's a chance towards the end there, and he lays it on. He's too unselfish to a fault. But you can laugh about these things when you've won 7-0. So yeah, absolutely incredible. Joe Hughes saying apart from the assist storage was crap. Hate to say it, we need to sell him in January. Whatever, man. Milner start every week. Says Cam 25251. Bossed it. Need to be more clinical. Should have 10 goals, but I guess I can't complain about a 7-0 win. Happy for the Oxford bag one. Unfairly criticised. Yeah, look, you can see what he's got there. He had a few little moments. He's just got to adapt to the team. He's got to fit in. But you can see he's powerful. He's pacey. He's direct, and he has he has one very good effort, that he blams at the keeper, but he makes himself that effort with his pace and his running, and then he gets his goal sound. For talking about a substitute, he helped kick us on, so that's very, very good indeed. Yeah, what a game, says Luke Flett. Tom, you got a couple for us before we wrap up?
You just dropped that on me, so.
Nah, no. Yeah.
How about the Ox scoring his first goal?
Yeah, loads of people saying things like, how can he score? They must be shit. Again, it's weird. I wonder whether people listen to Arsenal fans too much. And I think if we've learned anything from the last couple of years, particularly thanks to Arsenal Fan TV, love them boys. A lot of them are good friends of mine, but they chat a lot of shit, don't they? They do. So any criticism of Oxlade-Chamberlain, I've heard lots of fans of other teams slag players. I've heard people, the true Geordie saying Gini Wijnaldum was shite, and Gini Wijnaldum is very much not shite, is he? He's very, very good. We've just got a very good manager who's good at getting better things out of players. So in time, I think loads more to come from Oxlade-Chamberlain, and I cannot wait to see it. Anyway, pleasure talking to you, pleasure watching that, and hopefully for you guys a pleasure watching it and talking about it too. If you want to talk about it more, Chris will be live in a few minutes time, or go to the redmentv.com. The Instant Match Reaction podcast will be up in the next hour. We're going to be wrapping this game up in a bit more detail on the Final Word show tomorrow. Cannot wait for that. 60 minutes, talk about a 7-0 win. Oh, yes. Sign up. 3-month trial if you want to get involved with it. If you want to help support everything that we do. Again, it's always appreciated. We love you guys. And yeah, if you want more Redmen TV, that's on you. Thanks very much. Great. Enjoy your evening. I'll be doing the Twitter reaction soon as well. So tweet at the Redmen TV with your thoughts. See you there. Ta-da.